Hey, YouTube. Hey, today we're going to do something a little different because I'm sure you guys know by now that I love reading my Bible. But sometimes I think, or maybe overthink, what if there was no Bible? Would there still be enough evidence around me to give me faith in God? Interesting story. Back in the first century, Jesus was speaking to a lot of people who, had their doubts, and he made the comment that how is it that you guys can look in the sky and interpret the weather, but you can't interpret what's going on right in front of you? Now, when I read that verse, I see Jesus looking at me saying, "You have a brain. I know because I gave it to you, and I expect you to use it." So, today, let's take a little quest, and I want to show you some things that grow my faith in God that have absolutely nothing to do with the Bible. Let's do it. Let's try science. Oh, what have we here? It's an MP3 player. Pretty sophisticated piece of machinery. But I'm fairly confident it didn't grow here. It was created. So I believe things that are created have to have a creator. Now, can I prove that 100 million%? No. But realistically, I can't prove anything 100 million%. I mean, human sensory perception is so limited that there are so many things around us that we just have to take on faith that they're there, honestly. Um, a few examples: gravity, radiation, emotion. These are things you can't see, touch, smell, taste, or hear, but I'm pretty confident they're real. It's like when you tune the dial on your radio, you get one station, and that's all the music you hear. Now there are several other stations right next to that one frequency that are playing different music, but you're tuned to only the one because that tuner is only allowed to pick up one frequency at a time. It's the same with life. There's so many things that exist outside of our sensory perception. We just have to decide if they're real or not. Science. Let's talk philosophy. You know, this MP3 player is pretty sophisticated, but it's nothing compared to the complexity of the human body. The human body takes 9 months to develop. Um, and after that time, whether you know it or not, whether you want it or not, whether you like it or not, You're in a whole new world. Here I am. And I don't believe that's the last transition. I mean, if you compare a live body with a dead body, they both have identical organs, they both have identical fluids, but clearly something's missing. Jesus called this a soul. And that soul, when it leaves the body, transitions somewhere. Like it or not, want it or not, believe it or not. How about history? Now, Jesus had a lot of followers write about him, but he had also a lot of non-fans write about him. One such person was the governor of northern Turkey. His name was Pliny, Pliny. And he wrote a lot about Jesus, and he was not a fan. In fact, he described Jesus' teachings as a destructive superstition. So when you got your fans and your non-fans telling the same story, in my book, that's truth. Also, why does the whole world celebrate the birth and the death of this man Jesus? There's got to be a reason. You know, some of this stuff can really, really mess with your mind. Um, in fact, when I was, first starting out following God, I used to say to myself, God, why don't you just spell it out? Make it plain and clear to everybody. Write it in the sky, whatever you have to do. Little did I know that God had already done it long before I was born. You know, science has basically figured out that there is a molecule that holds all cells together, and it's called laminin. Okay, I'll put a picture on the screen for you. So again, we can't see this with the normal eye. They're not tuned to see things that small, but with an electron microscope, you can see what they look like. Also, the Hubble Space Telescope, it has the capacity to look into neighboring galaxies. There's also a galaxy next to our Milky Way galaxy called the Whirlpool Galaxy. And the Hubble took a picture of the center of this Whirlpool Galaxy, and you'd be surprised what it saw. I'll put a picture of that on the screen as well. Now, here's my point. Whether you're researching inner space or outer space, God's logo is everywhere. So, if you look at this like an escape room and you're just examining all the clues around you to get where you want to go, there's more than enough clues. I think God is real, and whether you use the Bible or not, there's just no denying it.
Am I wrong for thinking out the box from where I stay? Am I wrong for saying that I choose another way? I ain't trying to do what everybody else doing, just cause everybody doing what they all do. If one thing I know, I fall but I grow. I'm walking down this road of mine, this road that I go home. So am I